Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Shrine of Remembrance on this glorious day in Melbourne, and of course, to the King's birthday salute, where at midday across the country, we pause to mark the occasion of the birthday of His Majesty, King Charles III, by conducting a 21-gun salute. My name is Colonel Jason Cook. I'm a Shrine of Remembrance Governor and your host and MC for today. I'm also the President of the Royal Australian Artillery Association of Victoria, of which King Charles III, like his mother, is our Governor-General, or head of our regiment. Hence, this is a special day for all our artillery units across the Commonwealth. But first, let me introduce you to this special place, the Shrine of Remembrance. The Shrine of Remembrance was dedicated in 1934 to commemorate the service and sacrifice of more than 400,000 Victorians who have served and continue to serve our great nation. I would strongly encourage you all to visit inside after our service this morning. The Shrine of Remembrance is held in care by the Shrine Trustees on behalf of all Victorians. On behalf of the Chairman and the Board of Trustees, I extend a cordial welcome and thank you for joining with us here today. The Shrine recognises and embraces the diversity of our community and acknowledges the Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay our respects to their elders past and present. I would like to extend our thanks to the members of the 2nd 10th Battery from the 9th Regiment, Royal Australian Artillery, commanded by Major Eleanor Tegg and represented today by Lieutenant Magic Zenin. The battery has direct lineage to artillery units originally formed in Victoria since 1956 and have continual service in conflicts since the Boer War through to current conflicts, including domestic operations. They have also performed salutes continuously throughout that period. King Charles III celebrates his actual birthday in private with his family on the 14th of November. But like his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, has continued the tradition her father, King George II, commenced by combining a public celebration of his birthday with an annual military parade, known as Troop in the Colours. The weather in England around November is not friendly for large outdoor public gatherings. Hence, the custom was established to nominate another day in warmer weather. Here, the public could then come together and celebrate. That day in Australia still is the second Saturday in June. The act of firing salutes appears to have originated in the early 14th century, where the making of noise in honour of receiving guests was a mark of respect. It was later connected to early days of sailing, where ships would discharge their cannons away from shore and out to sea upon arrival at foreign ports, as a friendly gesture demonstrating they come in peace, as well as announcing their arrival. Royal gun salutes followed that proud tradition and are fired on special occasions, such as anniversaries, birthdays, coronations, and deaths. They are also fired as a mark of respect and honour visiting royalty, heads of state, and certain military personnel. In Australia, we fire gun salutes from our capital and major state cities, usually from significant landmarks or locations such as the Shrine of Remembrance here in Melbourne. In England, their saluting stations, especially for royal salutes, are the Tower of London, Hyde Park, Portsmouth, Colchester, Plymouth and York. In Scotland, it is the classic Edinburgh Castle, and in Wales, Cardiff. Northern Ireland, it is in Hillsborough Castle in County Downs. Outside of the United Kingdom, the significant and iconic location of Gibraltar is also used. today there will be a 21-gun salute in accordance with customs and traditions where royalty and heads of state receive a 21-gun salute. In London, the honour of firing royal salutes is the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, where they troop the colours in Hyde Park. In the Tower of London, the honour goes to the Honourable Artillery Company. In Canberra, salutes are fired by the Federation Guard, a unit of the Australian Defence Force consisting of Navy, Army and Air Force personnel, specifically hand-picked for ceremonial duties. Please note that the 21 rounds will be fired as a rolling salute known as a salvo, where one gun will fire a round, followed by a short interval, upon which the next gun will fire, and so that pattern continues for the allocated number of rounds, which today is 21. To assist in today's salute, the members of the battery will be handing out hearing protection, which I encourage you all to use. For those with small children or have not experienced a gun salute before, these are very loud events, which I would ask that your children cover both ears. For adults, it is suggested that you cover one ear and have the other ear and have that ear facing the direction of the guns. In addition, there is a small shockwave associated with each gun, so we suggest you slightly open your mouth to assist in the changing air pressure. You may also note that a number of car alarms will be activated due to the shock, so please don't be alarmed. This normally occurs. For those crowd that are assembling, please come down to the front of the stairs and get closer if you'd like. The only part I'd ask you to keep free is between the bollards here and stay at the top of the stairs. The safety precautions today is because of the safety barriers in force around the firing point. As you can see, consists of witches' hats and at the top of the stairs by these bollards. These are here for your safety, so please, if asked to move, thank you for your cooperation. Other general announcements: if you have a mobile phone with you, please turn it off or replace it to silent for the duration of the short ceremony today. The firing of the guns will commence at 12, but before then, you'll see the battery move on to parade and then mount behind the guns. I will explain these actions when they occur. If you've never used these yellow plugs before, could I suggest you then roll them, squish them down, and then place them in your ears. They will expand, and then it will be safe for you to listen to the guns. The firing point here at the shrine is limited by the number of guns on the firing line to 4, and each gun will then fire several rounds during the salute. The guns used today are known as the M2A2, used during the Vietnam War by American and Australian gunners. These guns have been stripped of their full capacity, but are ideal for ceremony salutes. All of the orders given today are based on standard drill movements and commands typically heard on gun lines, where strict adherence and precise movements are required during the heat of battle. Hence, gun detachments are regularly drilled in these procedures to ensure they are carried out intimately. The Battery Sergeant Major, Warrant Officer David Cleary, will order the guns detachments to men behind the guns. Once he is satisfied all is in good order, he will invite the gun position officer to take command. As I said before, today the gun position officer is Lieutenant Nazine, who also represents the BC. He will order the firing of the salute one round at a time with a second interval. Upon these intervals, then the guns will then rotate, firing from the left. Hopefully I'm able to count this correctly this year. I went early last year. The gun position officer has now ordered his men to mount the guns. As you can see, they're in formation at attention behind each. 21 rounds is a common number of rounds fired in a salute. However, there are many other numbers dependent upon the situation and are strictly controlled by customs and tradition. For example, if a salute is fired from Royal Park or Fortress, then an extra 20 rounds is fired to the 20-round rounds, thus making it a 41-gun salute, which occurred for the Queen's funeral. Please note that odd numbers are used for good occasions and even numbers are used for deaths. One of the theories for firing 21 rounds was at the time this custom was developing on ships, they only had 7 cannons on board and would fire the rounds out to sea as a sign that they were coming in peace. This was responded by the harbour guns, where they would fire 2 rounds for every ship round, hence 21 rounds. The normal detachments for the M2A2 is 7, with a sergeant in charge of each gun and a 2IC at the level of Lance Bombardier or Lance Corporal if you're in infantry. Today, because of the saluting, there's only 4 required per gun. The order to take post has been issued by the GPO, which, as you can see, ensures that each gun number is in their right location, ready for receiving newer orders. The GPO has now just issued the command for the salute, which is at his command. So when he says fire, the salute will occur. It will start from the right-hand gun, and after every 10-second interval, another round will be fired as the guns rotate. If you were quick enough, you would have heard that gun numbers 1 and 2 will fire 6 rounds, and gun numbers 3 and 4 will fire 5 each. Thus 21 rounds. The GPO will now wait until 12 o'clock to fire the salute. If you haven't put your hearing protection in, I suggest you do it now. The gun position officer now ensures that each gun barrel is now empty. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate the members of 210 for their wonderful firing of the salute this morning. That concludes our ceremony today, and I again would like to thank all for your attending and the members of 210 Battery for their service. Please take the opportunity to inspect the guns and speak with the members of the battery about the M2A2 which they fired today. You can take as many photos as you like. And now that we've stopped firing, you are allowed to go down to the guns. I would also encourage everyone to visit the Shrine of Remembrance, and it is open to visitors. If you have not been inside, please take the opportunity to do so. Get a cup of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, and visit the cafe. Thanks for attending.